Hi, Wayne Feets here. Now that you've got your Evolve harness, I'd like to go through how to take care of it and actually how to don it. Before donning it, of course, we should do a pre-use inspection as our Australian standard requires us to do. Our standard requires that we inspect all the hardware including the D-rings, the buckles, particularly the quick connect buckles, and make sure that they're operational. Those sorts of things that would affect the performance of the harness. Make sure that they actually go together easily and pull apart easily. The D-rings, check for any knocks or abrasions on them. Make sure it's fit for purpose. The webbing, check the webbing to make sure it hasn't been cut, it hasn't had any abrasions on it, hasn't got any weld spatter on it. Check to make sure that it hasn't been chemically contaminated, that is, with any of the spirits that are around, or in fact with a texture. Textures, of course, is not allowed to be used on any of the structural webbing on your harness. Once you've done that, check the stitching, make sure it's there, that it hasn't been abraded or rubbed away. All over, every place. You can open up the rear D-ring to make sure that we've got a full inspection available on that. Once inspected, we can consider the timing for putting on the harness. Prior to actually donning the harness, we should move the posi-lock D-ring just away from the centre of the harness for the moment. This will enable us to properly adjust it when we put the harness on. Make sure that all of the buckles are fully undone. With the harness fully undone, give it a shake and hopefully it'll fall out. If it's a bit tangled, just give it a bit of a nudge and it'll untangle it. Hold it by the shoulders, by the confined space loops if you need to, and slip it on just like an overcoat. The harness should hang nicely there, freely, leg straps drooped, ready to put together. The first thing we should do is position our sub-pelvic strap in correctly. Underneath the buttocks is where we should have it. Just nicely fitted below the buttocks. To finalise the adjustment on that, simply pull the shoulder straps and it's all ready to go. And next we do the chest strap. The chest strap is now done up. We're able to look at the position of our posi lock off to one side. We can simply adjust that back to where we need to go by feeding the webbing through, bringing the D-ring right in the centre. Once that's done, we need to connect the leg straps up. So what we would do is start with either leg, left or right. Start with the hand, so we'll start with the left leg, start with the hand on the hip and follow the webbing through between the legs, retrieving the other half of the buckle and completing connection. No need to do any more to that side at the moment. Once that's done, we reach forward on the other side and complete the connection. Harness is now on us. We now need to adjust the harness a little bit better. So we would have a look at the D-ring, make sure that we can reach the D-ring, sub-pelvic strap is in place, and what we need to do is look at the leg straps, adjust them by simply stepping forward, squatting, and pulling the webbing down. Stand back up again. Do the same on the other side, squat, and stand back up. You'll feel a small amount of pressure coming on the buttocks and on the groin. Sub-pelvic strap is now nice and snug. A good way of determining exactly the right fit for the harness is to try a hand in between yourself, your body and the harness webbing. By being able to put a flat hand in there is fine. If you can make a fist, which I can't, your harness is still too loose. So my harness is now fitted correctly. You should be able to tidy up the webbing using the keepers that are provided. Bring the webbing up through the elastic tidy. Same on the other side. So I should do the same at the top. We should do this side as well. If your harness is of a design such that it has a waist belt with a soft supportive back pad and D-rings on the side, then it should be connected after that. Using the quick connect or dielectric buckle, adjusting it not so tight, it's better to have it somewhat loose so that in the event of a fall, it's not going to drive the stomach up through the diaphragm. In addition to the pole strap version of the harness, it's available in a utilities version, one with a drop-down seat for those longer term workers at heights. They will sit in the harness using the D-rings provided. Again, the webbing is soft twill, just provided for a soft suit, lightweight hardware on it, or alternatively the dielectric hardware. Again, so the harness itself is as light as possible, or alternatively a little bit heavier using the dielectric. When fitting harnesses with the dielectric hardware, fitting instructions are exactly the same. It's just the methodology of connection that changes somewhat. Instead of being a push together quick connect buckle, the buckles are a push through type. It's easily visible and just simply by feeding one buckle through the other. They are of course a little bit chunky, but once done, the adjustment becomes quite easy, again by pulling on the free length of the free strap. And now it's ready for use. Remember the BeSafe 5 elements of height safety when you're considering your fall protection plan: body harness, shock absorbing lanyard, anchor, fall rescue and education. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to call us on 1300 783 606 and be safe. Think, be safe.